Hey boys, welcome back to another episode of Dazza Does Brewing. Now today we are going to be talking about an experiment which we did 2 weeks ago where we made a Kolsch and we made exactly the same batch, 2 of them, and then we pitched 2 different yeasts. In one we pitched K97 VS and in the other one we pitch YEAST WLP029, so we're going for that Kolsch. In the recipe it was, I think it was 4.5 kilos of Pilsner and, no, I can't remember. I think it was, it was 4.5 kilos of Pilsner and 250 grams of Vienna in each batch. And then it was bitted with Tetnang and also given some Tetnang at the end. I think it's around 28 IBUs. Let me turn this bloody music down. Anyway, so we fermented for about 10 days. I noticed straight off the bat that the White Labs took a lot longer to fire up. It probably took about 3 days before it really kicked into gear. The K97 took off in a matter of 15 hours, and both of them had an OG of 1.05 and final gravity of 1.01. So both exactly the same beer, same attenuation. Looking at the beers, they look considerably different, as you can see. The K97 is my left, the more cloudier one, this one, and the White Labs WLP029 is the right. They're fairly young, but I thought it'd be good to review it while it's at its most vulnerable, because I like to get it when they're vulnerable. Anyway, let's go with the dry yeast first, the K97. It still has that similar Kolsch kind of aroma, you know, that strange sort of funkiness, but a bit more sort of subdued. Fairly clean, and that funkiness actually doesn't really come through on the palate, which is quite nice. Hold on, let me just show this fucking beautiful glass. So even though it looks a bit cloudy, it tastes super clean. Alright. Now let's try the WLP029, the Kolsch used by White Labs. There we go. And like, look at the clarity on that. Like, seriously, she's only been in the cake for stuff all the time. But look at that. It's just ridiculous. And yes, I was giving you the finger. A lot more funk coming off the nose. Like a lot more funk. Mouthfeel, bit more fuller, which is, you know, it's amazing to think that the yeast can actually affect the mouthfeel. But these two beers are completely different. This is a lot more mouthfeel. I reckon this is actually not as crisp as the K97. Way more of that funk, you know, that Kolsch flavour. But if I had to choose between the two for a Kolsch WLP029, I usually go YEAST 2565 for my Kolsch. But I thought I'd give this a crack, and shit, this is really, really good. Like, just the clarity, look at it, you know what I mean? I know you shouldn't brew for the clarity, but shit, man, this is stunning. But anyway, 2 beers, the exact same, made with 2 different yeasts, K97 dry yeast, White Labs WLP029, same ferment temperature, and it's just, you know, and seriously, both are just as good. you know, if I was going to sway towards one, I'd probably go to WLP029. But if I was stuck in a pinch, you know, I'd fucking go to K97. It'll probably flock out and drop and go clear within a couple of weeks. So if you stuck, K97 ain't bad for a Kolsch, but the WLP029 is amazing. Also check out the YEAST 2565. That's awesome as well. And make sure you ferment around 16 degrees, I think I was at. And then I went for a diacetyl rest at 20 degrees for 2 days, and then a cold crash for 2 days as well. Also adding gelatin to the primary. So anyway, guys, cheers, and I hope you guys have a good Easter. Drive safe. Don't eat too many Easters, eggs, and make sure you drink lots of beers. Alright, guys, have a good one. Cheers, boys. Cheers.